Hi everyone. Today, I want to give you a short demo on the capabilities of DGI. DGI is an agent specialized in data. We published some of the benchmark and currently is the most reliable agent in the market compared to companies like OpenAI, Replit, V0, among others. So let's jump into this quick demo. And basically what I'm going to be showing is just a simple example on how it can analyze data and the multiple things that you can do in DGI, and then how you can visualize a dashboard of your data. So let's start me showing you around these platforms. So first of all, as you can see here, once you ask a question, DGI is going to output not only the response, but also in some cases the code. But also besides the code, it can show you the code editor, which I have open right here, and the live website if you want to visualize that. You can maximize the screen to write your code. You're going to be able to see a terminal if you want to use that, and then you're going to be able to see your files right here. Now we have other sections in DGI. As you can see, we have the sessions. You can name these sessions however you want. Then you have, and you can obviously change the name of each one of these sessions. You have access to a metadata store, which is one of our biggest features. And how metadata works, imagine that you can save your credentials of whatever, your databases, APIs, or whatever, in this metadata store. And then the agents can access this. This metadata store is very secure. So it uses double envelope encryption, which guarantees that your data doesn't get lost. And basically, agents are just using M variables based on these metadata. DGI can connect to anywhere, right? And we don't use any custom connectors. We don't use MCPs. We basically leave the agent to connect whatever it wants. And then again, you can store the credentials right here in the metadata store. The way it works is very simple. You can add a connection, and then you can just add the fields for whatever you need in that connection. And again, you can store anything you want for then to the agents to process it securely. Then we have deep understanding. And in this section, basically what we do is we allow you to connect your GitHub repo. So for example, if I do this, I can connect my repo, I can add a URL, and what it's going to do is do a deep understanding based on the code of your company. And the reason this is important is because the more the agents understand your company, the better quality of code they're going to make. So for example, if you want to make an analysis, let's say you want to know where the sales of your company, what are the most recurrent users, etc. Sometimes it's not enough understanding tables, which our agents already do, right? They connect to your DB, they analyze the columns, etc. But again, sometimes that's not enough because sometimes columns do not tell the full story. So connecting your repo is going to make the agents truly understand how the data flows. So how this works is we connect to the repo, we bring all of that information, then we create a vector database with that, and then the agents can have access to that information every time they're going to process data. Okay, so I have all of these connections here. Anyways, let's go back to sessions, and let's start with just a simple question. So what I'm going to say here is, please analyze my CSV file. Okay, and what I'm going to do is going to upload my file. I'm going to select it from a ton of files that I have here, but I'm just going to choose like a very traditional data set, which is called the Iris data set. And I'm just going to choose the dirty Iris data set. Okay. And as you can see now, I have it there. I'm just going to click done, and it selects it for me. One of the cool things as well is that you can select all metadata items in here, or you can select a deep understanding so that you can attach it to the specific agent. So I'm just going to click enter, and this is going to start processing my request, right? So just like any other agentic system is going to start thinking, is going to start showing me the output right here. I'm just going to hide this for now. And now we just wait maybe a couple seconds, several seconds for the output of this. So how our agentic system works, and the reason we were able to achieve a high benchmark is, first of all, because it's pre-trained for the specific vertical. So in our case, is data. So we trained it with a ton of information about how to process effectively data. That's the first thing. The second thing is We didn't reduce the quality of our models. So all the models that we use are extremely high quality, extremely expensive, so that you can have the best output. That's the second thing. The third thing is we have multi-agents that are not only generating the code, for example, but also exploring the data, then verifying if the answer looks accurate or seems accurate, and if not, they're reprocessing all that information. So a very robust system just to analyze data. But not only that, for data visualizations and dashboards, we just not tell the system, hey, create a dashboard and that's it. We make it go through the whole process to create good dashboards. And the reason for this is because, according to our benchmark, about 30% of the other companies just provide you with hallucinations. And imagine just living in those hallucinations when you analyze data. In the case of DGI, hallucinations are just about 8%. So it's a huge difference in terms of the quality of the output. Okay, so let's see how this goes. Again, maybe sometimes some of the processes are going to be slower than other agents, and the reason for that is because we're using a lot of thinking models, and of course that's going to make it slower. If you're seeing other companies where the output is extremely fast, it's probably because they're not using a lot of compute to do the thinking process. So that's make it faster as well, and probably is not going to give you a good result. It seems that we are finishing here. It says the response was okay, the content was okay, so we should be getting a code ID now, and not only that, a response based on the results. And we'll start seeing here. See, so now we got a result. It analyzed the CSV file. The data overview is this. It has data quality issues, statistical summary, and correlations. Now I can click on the code ID and I can see my code. I can edit my code. I can run the code, among others, right? And it just works like a traditional ID. But not only that, I can schedule these codes. So for example, if I go here, I can just type run it every day at 9 a.m. and this is going to schedule my code. So for example, every 1 second, stay in the call. Okay, every day at 9 a.m. So I'm just going to schedule this. And now what this gives you is the capability of building pipelines, right? So I don't know if you're familiar with products like Airflow, but now you can start piping things with this model. And the nice thing about that is that once I schedule it, you're going to see that this code is going to run every day at 9 a.m. And if I go back to my session, I'm going to see it there. I can click on that and I can see that my scheduled task is active. I can deactivate it, among others. So in this case, I'm just going to deactivate it because I don't need that. It's going to take a few seconds. And now if I go back to my sessions, it's not scheduled anymore. And if I go back to that, it doesn't show that it's scheduled anymore. Okay. Now, there's another cool feature in all of this, and actually several more, but I'm going to show you a little bit of that. It's called fast mode, right? So in this case, I'm enabling fast mode, but there's a caveat here. When I have open, when the ID is open, it has a different behavior than when I don't have it open. And I'm going to show you a little bit that. So in this case, for example, what I'm going to do is, let's say I'm going to tell it, please eliminate all of the comments in my code. That's just a simple example. And this is going to be extremely fast because, again, we're in fast mode. It doesn't take the traditional route of the agentic system. And as you can see, it did it right away, right? I can apply these changes, and it immediately saves those changes in my code. So now I don't have comments in there. But not only that, if I close this IDE and I activate the fast mode, it's going to analyze the conversation, okay? So, hey, can you tell me what is this conversation about? And again, what this going to do is it's not going to go through the whole agentic system. It's just, having context of what I've written and the responses, and it's giving me the results about that, right? So in this case, based on the conversation history provided, the conversation is just to be about code analysis and cleanup task. So CSV file analysis, you initially asked about to analyze the CSV file you had, okay? So again, what we try to achieve here is, yes, agentic systems are slow, but sometimes you don't need that power. You just need like quick responses to iterate or whatever. And that's what fast mode does. Okay. Now, let's disable fast mode here. And let's do something. Now, hey, can you please create a dashboard where you show me the results of the analysis of my file. And now what this is going to do is get all of that information and give me a very nice dashboard about the findings of the data. One of the big differences of DGI is that it creates these dashboards with Next.js. We're still in the process of making these dashboards deployable. At this point, it's just going to open the dashboard and you're going to be able to see it. But again, that's part of the process and something we need to introduce in our features. This part is going to take a little bit because, again, it's not only about generating the code for the analysis, it's also about creating the Next.js app, but also about deploying that for you to be able to visualize it. So I'm going to pause the video for a second while this finishes, and I'm going to show you the final result once we have it. Hey everyone, okay, so one of the cool things is this auto fixer that you see here. It's going to check if the dashboard is correct. And as you can see, it one-shotted the app. So this is my past question, as you can see, analyze my CSV file. This is the fast modes that I did too. And then please create a dashboard. And it just one-shotted the dashboard. It gave me code and it gave me the live website, as you can see here. It's a very nice Next.js website with shading components. All these statistics are there. And now the next step for us is being able to deploy this so that you can share it. But so far, I think it's looking good. It's behaving good. It's one-shotting stuff. It takes a while for the web part to deploy and to like process, but I think it's worth the wait. If you are waiting for maybe a week or two for a data scientist to do this kind of stuff, I bet you can wait the 4 minutes, 5 minutes tops that this is going to take. So hope you like it, and let us know if you have any feedback.